It's crazy how you can never do enough for a person that does nothing for you. Ain't that the truth? Shout out to Don't Be a Broke Boy for this quote. He's definitely a real one for sharing that. Collective. You give the bare minimum now until proven otherwise. Because in the past, you would used to give the maximum, right? Anybody you met, anybody that you came in contact with, you were just showering them with love. So open and willing to just help, and be of a service. And, and people took advantage of that, right? Took advantage of that to the point where you would literally pour out everything, pour out all your heart and effort just for them to turn around and say that you don't do enough. Just for them to turn around and play victim when you expect a little bit, even a fraction of the energy or whatever in return. All you wanted was just a little bit of support in return, right? Now they're playing victim. Now they're saying you don't do enough. Now they're trying to downplay everything you've done, right? Literally, you would have the whole table and the whole feast, the whole dinner, and they would just walk up and sit down and eat it up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was still never enough for these types of ungrateful people. You attracted all these types of ungrateful people because of your heart, collective. And it's just so crazy because a lot of these people were your family. A lot of these people were close friends. They really didn't even like you, right? They knew who you was. They never liked you. They just liked what you did for them, right? They liked how you made them feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the type of person you would support them even if they were doing wrong, even if they felt like they were crap. You know what I'm saying? You weren't like most people. You didn't dismiss their feelings. You didn't try to change their mind. You didn't try to alter, like you just accepted them for who they were. And that's gold in this day and age where the world is so harsh and judgmental. You know what I'm saying? You were never that to them, these types of people. You weren't judgmental. You were always an open ear, a lending hand, a shoulder to cry on, right? This was you, right? But you realize the position it puts you in, it will always put you in last place, especially dealing with these people, right? Because their whole goal wasn't for you to do anything for you. They have no sympathy, no care in the world for nobody other than themselves. You dealt with a lot of self-serving individuals, who only cared about getting what they could while the going was good. Literally. So this kind of made you, a little, it could have made you a little jaded or bitter at life at one point. You know what I'm saying? Or just frustrated. I won't even say jaded or bitter. It just made you frustrated with humanity. It probably made you less of a people person, right? People made you not be a people person. And you used to love being around people. You used to love giving to people. You know what I'm saying? And you still do. But now you're selective, collective. You're not going all out when you first meet people or when you're getting to know people because you know how it is, right? So you're the type now, you just give the bare minimum until they show that they're worthy of more than the bare minimum, right? Because you realize that self-preservation is so important. And in order for you to truly help pour into somebody else, you have to make sure your cup is full. So you're not going to pour into a bottomless pit cup. You're not going to just pour your cup into something that just literally just sucks it all out and it doesn't refill, it doesn't replenish. No, you're not doing that, right? You've set up these boundaries to protect yourself and your energy. And a lot of people might be taken aback by it, because you're somebody energetically, they feel your aura, they see you, and they expect you to be this social person. They expect you to just be this bubbling person. They expect you to entertain them 24/7. Ain't that crazy, collective? This is the type of energy you give. They feel entitled to your energy. A lot of people just feel entitled. Oh, because you're such an attractive person, because you're such a social or likable person, I expect you to be social, or I expect you to talk to me, or I expect you to make my day better. No, you're human too, collective. And this is what you had to realize. Wait a minute, I'm human too. And I deserve the same respect as the next. I deserve to say no if I don't feel like it. I can do that, right? And you finally woke up, collective. And you should. So and people always expect that out of you. But now everything is on your terms. You give what you want to give when you want to give it, right? If you don't feel like telling somebody yes, or helping somebody, or speaking up to somebody, you're not going to do it, right? If somebody is showing you, if they're giving you the bare minimum, if they're showing up with minimum effort, you know what I'm saying? If they're not showing you with a lot of interest, guess what? You're not going to show up with more, like you're going to show up with the same amount of interest as them. Minimum interest. You're not going to be overdoing it, right? Because you realize some of these people actually look for people like you to take under as victims, right? At one point, you might have been desperate for connection, desperate for friendship, desperate for an intimate relationship. Or not even desperate, but you deeply yearned for these connections because maybe in your past growing up, you did not have these connections. You did not foster those types of healthy connections. You've had corrupt relationships your whole life. So this is something that you yearn for, so you overcompensated for it with other people that you met. But you realize that everybody doesn't have your best interest, and some of these people are just like those corrupt individuals that you've been dealing with your whole life. So now you have these barriers and these boundaries up, and only the ones that are worth it, only the ones that are showing you consistently through effort, through time, through action, those are the ones that are going to be receiving more out of you, right? Those are the ones that are worth investing in. The rest of these people are just your liabilities, and you don't put no risk in these types of people. And now, because you're keeping most of your energy, this is changing the game for you, collective. Like you're on a new timeline now. People don't even, from your past, can't even recognize you. They don't even know how to deal with you, right? Unless they come correct, right? But a lot of these people, they don't want to come correct. So they haven't changed themselves, right? So it's water under a bridge with them, right? A lot of people are in their fields because of, and some of these people, you've pulled your energy back so much so that they feel the absence. They feel regretful for even thinking that they could play with you or take advantage, right? Some of these people thought that they were doing you a favor. Some of these people, you powered them up so much that they believed that they were helping you out. But when you pulled that energy back and you gave them just the bare minimum, you really showed them who was who. And that's the best thing you could have ever done, collective, because now people have a new level of respect for you. Now people have to put in that work. And it's not because of your ego or anything. It's because you and you know what you're capable of doing. You know the amount of love and support that you will pour into somebody. You know the value you bring. You can literally... Some of these people were looking real dusty and crusty and ashy and dry, but then when they get in around you and get into your energy, you literally transform them, and they be looking like whole snacks, dinners. You pour life back into them, right? And they couldn't even so much as to so appreciate you for who you are. Some of these people tried to bite the hand that you were feeding them, and they still tried to come at you, right? They started to feel themselves too much. But when you pulled that plug and now they're back to looking dusty and crusty, now they're feeling real stupid now, right? But that's nobody's fault but their own, collective. And you had to go through these experiences enough to realize, wait a minute, God was trying to show you these people don't care about you. Shut that power off. And you've done that, collective. And this is your default This is your default now. You just give people the bare minimum, right? You're not going harder than you need to until proven otherwise. And that is good for you, collective. I freaking love it. I'm here for you. Listen, if this sounds like you, sound off in the comments below because I want to hear. And if this is your first time here on my channel and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. I would definitely love to have you a part of the tribe. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It's Kar. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.